Well, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. As I lay this down for the archives on the 11th day of April 2025, happy 12th day of April 2025. The begging season here on YouTube is getting closer and closer to the Christmas, the holiday season. November 1st, I told Sue Ellen at the State Fair is close by in August. And she shamed me and so let's get through lovely and talented Memorial Day. I'm just stating a fact. It is what it is. Who did I see? Someone was already talking about the haunt season already. I'm like, really? Can we please do get past Memorial 4th of July before we start talking about Halloween? Because I've always said November 1st is the official kickoff day for YouTube beggars on here. People asking for such behaviors. It never hurts to ask. We have a lot of e-beggars in our midst. I did an audio yesterday on this behavior. I'll talk a little more in depth about BlindViews. Eye for Eye put out a video and put me in there. And Trigger City. And Camo Dave is dead. What's his name? He was using Camo Dave in a video today. It's like, okay, I get it. You got copyright strike on or whatever else. And I talk about people. I played stuff back. But can we let the man rest in peace? He was never my cup of tea. The voice drove me insane. And he'd move the camera around. I get it. He was kind of like BlindViews, obsessed with the women on YouTube. And it was nonstop skullduggery. But the man is dead. And BlindViews was triggered over Old Man Nation. And me pissing and moaning on Thursday night on the 10th day. I think right now another session is going live right now. Is Life and Vibe. Who wants to have Tim's baby if she could? Morning! Would object to that behavior. It is what it is. I was listening about the brown shirts today about Hitler and his behavior and the chaos going on in Berlin, the lynching, the raping, and whatever else, and the behaviors and the poor choices he made towards the end, and all that behavior, good history. 1939, September 1st, he invaded and started when we were dragged in Japan and taught how they tortured a lot of our pilots in Japan. They finally apologized to God, the mighty, mighty Mo, but one was supposed to end all wars before. World War II, what did we say? We snapped. That's why they freed the Jews. They stormed those beaches. Forgotten war, Vietnam. Men went blue. God bless the working class. Who are these people that I can speak English for you instead of Japanese or German? If we didn't succeed, if hard work was easy, everybody would do it, right? Pretty easy week. Getting ready for St. Martin to hang out in the outskirts. Can't wait. Smoke some good cigars on the beach and eat some good food and swim in the pool. Go to Front Street and drive around, go to Lucas Bay and whatever else. But they're the Air Force, the Army, and the Marines, the Navy, and the Merchant Coast Guard, the Air and Uniform. Thank you so much for your service to this fine, fine, fine country. Without it, what do we have? Well, not very much at all. What we always say about good choices. Would you shower? Would you shower in the shower of Penn State? Would never shower in the shower of Penn State. Not a chance. Burn Catholic churches to the ground where people were molested and the Boy Scouts. Until we start appreciating our future of children, make sure they grow up big and strong and continue on to the next generation, we'll be a nation with nothing. If you see something, please say something. I mean, it's fun to F in the back seat of the car in Las Vegas and have sex in the bed, make love on the bed, but make sure you're going to have it. If you don't like two men grunting and groaning and going Hershey Avenue, I get it. You can't watch two women. That is not a very Christian thing to be doing, because it's gay sex you're choking your chicken to. Okay? Forget that. When you're having it, women require a condom to protect your ovaries, because you will carry the groceries when he runs off after you've knocked up like a cheerleader. Then what do? Get the table and have the baby. There are babies right now conceived in spring break or in the oven ready to be pushed out in December that you can adopt. Hey, one of these on. You know, you had it on when he was spurting. One drop. You have to worry about behavior. Put a condom on. AIDS will kill you. Herpes will last forever. Gonorrhea, needle in the penis. Thank you so much. That's what about choices. I don't run with felons or all that behavior. Cheating on the wives. Not my cup of tea. I should run with poor people. No. I like money. I like wealth. I hang with the working class. Good-looking people. You are who you run, my dad always told me. Read, travel, meet people. I don't know what brown shirts mean. What Hitler did in 1939 when he stormed into Poland, kicked off World War II. He was pissed. You're out drinking. Anytime you hear this thing tonight, Saturday night, when you listen to this on Saturday, get pulled over, so listen to his voice, don't drink and drive, call some murder someone. Been mad as hell. Should have called someone, because now you are a convicted and felon in Canada. Okay, that's all we're asking. Thank you so much for your understanding on behalf of myself and all the chows. Speculation. We speculate. Damn it, you win. Yes, I spoke for it yesterday in a quick 20-minute audio version on the Cowpote podcast. And let's go look. Spreaker. Views here and there. The usual, like I let my people go. Poland, Gambia, Israel, South Korea, Norway, Ukraine, Russia, Hong Kong, Netherlands, Singapore, and South Africa. Yeah, Australia. I want to go to Australia. Invite me. New South Wales, invite me. Just all I'm asking to say, hey, cow shit. Hey, Chipotle. It is what it is. And the usual behaviors. United States of America. Virginia leads the way with 11. Massachusetts boosting 9 times. Florida, Dayton, Orlando. Arizona, Phoenix 3 times. California, Los Angeles 3 times. Palomar once. Oregon, Portland once. You're new to the game. Washington, Seattle, Emerald City, Star in Idaho. Minnesota, Minneapolis, and New York is New York. Virginia is Auburn and Richmond. North Carolina, Charlotte, 7 times. 7 times. Thank you. You have to have a South Carolina over on lovely and talented the NFL, the National Fix-It League, disappointing their behaviors. Pretty poor state. We drove through it. A lot of abandoned houses and stuff. When you cross over from North Carolina and it's all this one city kind of is nice, then as you get more south or in there, it's like you're in the old days. A lot of abandoned houses along the way, run down towns, not very good curb appeal, blah blah blah. In that NASCAR town I went through, we were on the way through. It's like if I was a mayor tomorrow, I was a millionaire, I'd tear down all these old houses and say, you're going to be curb appeal front yard, or I'll charge you for it. So when people come here, it's a nice city, but here are all these old houses. I'm going to tear them down myself. Make that golf course into an RV park. But I don't think I'll do anything. I don't think I'll do anything on Saturday. I doubt it. We'll just kick it old school and have the time of our lives. But yeah, it was a pretty interesting Thursday night jamboree in Houdan. We talked about it. Good old-fashioned Carl's uncle. Trigger City. Whining and pissing, moaning, ranting and raving. Head going all over the place. And like I said, you're not going to intimidate me. You're not going to scare me. That's about the dumbest thing to come out of everyone's mind in my entire life. It's like, really? What's he going to do? Is he going to send you emails and threaten you? Is that what he's going to do? It was just like, what the hell is wrong with you? That was just hilarious. You're not going to intimidate me. No, you're not going to scare me. I'm not trying to scare you, just calling you out for what you are. You're a prejudiced little pig is what you are, man. After a while, you realize people can dummy up the brainwashing that he does, just like the hunch does. And there was an article about him slumping over. No, he's hunching. You heard that here first. He always hunches. That's what he does. He loves adjudicated rapists. Don't ask me why. I don't run with those kind of people. A felon, I just don't. People still don't understand the behaviors of the tariffs. They don't understand it. We just can't build manufacturers like tomorrow. If I wanted to lathe hockey sticks and guitars and hockey sticks and bats, whatever, I could probably open my own shop, buy a building, and get some lathes and hire people. It's pretty much all becoming, the wood come from Minnesota, and I could do it. But other companies that make things, there's a wine guy was talking about this. He was talking about this behavior. He had a Corks, but but good old BlindViews, that's the way he sees it, my man. He'll lick the undercarriage of the hunch, getting all pissed off and yelling and hollering and swearing, calling people names, saying he's bald, he's a drunk, and whatever else. That was a class act. Meaning, Mark, I think your name is, you win when he starts saying, hey, he's road hog probably wet. I'm no looker either. But it was a pretty funny meltdown there. Because I'm in his head. I think people just like to return your favor of how you picked up the Camo Dave, and he's dead. People continue to play his stuff back. I've talked about the guy. I did a couple songs with the guy for fun one time, but people like Mark putting up his stuff. It's not your stuff, and they talk to throwback and stuff. I don't get it. Dave would put my stuff up. I wouldn't care, but not from his idiot that he is. But the guy can't rest in peace. Because I heard what's his name talk about all the work that BlindViews puts into his pissing and moaning about people. It's like, yeah, because when you don't work for a living, you live off the government, you have nothing better to do but sit in your house and, just bitch about people, watch people. You hate watch people, and, I mean, I saw today the Huss has another bike that she's pimping, a third effing bike she's pimping. Okay, that's her third bike. I saw it, I'm like, oh, not another bike. That young lady from Minnesota pimped one. I don't know if she kept it or not. Regardless, I'm not buying an electrical bike. Okay? It's, to me, I'm a peddler. I got the bikes, I think we bought them about 3 or 4 years ago. And we go for bike rides. I did a few videos. I biked to my bike. It was fun. Electrical bikes, I get up a hill, but to me, it's all about getting on the damn thing and pedaling. But I saw the Huss, I'm like, come on, another bike. But again, she'll pimp anything. She's all about money, and I get it. I guess, I guarantee it, you could probably go on there and get a discount. That's usually what the hell it is. I mean, I think she had on her outfit, which she probably used it in the video where she has the electric vagina. So she probably had something in the video where they plugged into her vagina, probably. So she had that outfit on. I saw it on a thumbnail. I saw that on Facebook. I'm like, oh, okay. So she probably had something to do with that. I guarantee it. And if that's your bike, and I think she's a nice lady, but she's gonna use that, and I guarantee it's in the video somewhere. I'm happy for her. I mean, what's his name? Of course, is out there in the Daily Woo is out in South Korea. I wonder if he even knows about the Forgotten War. So he's out there hanging out, and I know that Cartbagger, God bless him, is in the smelly city of all place to be for a whole week. I feel sorry for the guy. I'd rather be in New York City. I mean, if I'm going to be anywhere besides New Orleans, Tennessee would be fun. Nashville's fun. We went to, there's more things to do there, but I mean, New York would be more fun to walk around in than the smelly city. I mean, I hope it works out. We're supposed to take a train. I get it, but it is what it is. But there's again. I talked with yesterday with the other day when I had what's his name on with me, Carl with a K. There's just too much you can listen to. Watching Timmy run around and in the same neighborhood. I listened to a lot of stuff today. I listened to a whole bunch of videos about World War II. I listened to Branch Davidians. So that was totally a cluster. They could have arrested that guy in town and saved a lot of people's lives. Just things. I listen to a lot of history stuff. But that's what people won't listen to. And, Dave talked about it when on the phone with me that people love my rip on the guy. He's fun to rip on once in a while. I've done a few breaking news, public service announcement of Dave 25. He's a harmless idiot, but him and Mark Terry are just trolling on YouTube nonstop, skullduggery. It's all that is. These people do live streaming for 3-4 hours a night, and they just sit there and bitch. That's all they do. I tell people all the time. That's all they do. I get it. I talk about things here too as well. You guys can consume, but I'm not going to swear. And I'm shocked that he didn't call him the P word when he was ranting and raving. You could tell he was in his head when BlindViews. You could tell looking around and leaning in and getting all pissed off. If you don't care, why are you bitching? If you don't care about it, then why are you bringing it up? Because someone triggered him. Just say, I don't care. And you move on. But you can tell he cared because it pissed him off because he was voice activated. He saw something, which remember, he can't read. Remember, he can't see anything. But he sure can read that chat room, man. He can sure read that chat room. Bitch, please. Bitch, please. He can read that like nobody's business. The beauty of love. Let me see. Oh, I'm going to do a little beauty of love. Copy that. We'll go back. I'll do I want to go over and do a song for that real quick, but it was pretty funny, man. It was pretty hilarious that he was pissing and moaning and whining and complaining about. I did do the wish. I got to put the wish list ones up here. So we'll do the beauty of love. We'll put that one out. We'll see how this. We'll generate that one as I'm going here. So that one troll did call yesterday. It's too bad I didn't. I thought it was Dave, so I told him he can call the show if he wants. Whoever he or she is. We'll see what happens if they call him and call the show. Who knows? But yeah, it was pretty funny to watch him melt down. Because I like I said on the other yesterday, I heard it from Carl, and I went through his love for people and pissed him about Tater and his usual hate watching behavior, and I got to it, and I kind of went past it, and then I went back. Okay, that was then I got up. I got in the car and I put it on, and I listened to it, and I was like hilarious. And he's just whining. He mentioned me because he's all just, he can't handle it that his lieutenant turned on him. I get it, man. It just, I did the whole thing about intimidating me. It's like that it was the most dumbest, immature thing I've ever heard. Like the guy is you're gonna be like, he wants to make you afraid. No, he's just calling you out for your thought process because you are a white supremacist, man. I'm sorry, man. I don't need that's a scam. That was a scam. I know that much. It's a scam. That one's a scam. So if he's going to call on a scam, they can't tell. I'm not going to pick it up. If he calls in a private one, like he's supposed to, through the thing, but it was pretty funny. You're not going to intimidate me. You're not going to scare me. No one's out to scare you. Just that, I think people should be returning the favor that you have done. Everybody else pissed him on about Tater and everybody else whining, pissing, moaning. It's like, it's just the way it is, man. People ripped on me, and I'm like, okay, fine, man, Fiesta Adventures put out a video, biking to Poverty Flat. He does good work. He does pretty good work. He's always out in the out in the middle of nowhere. But let me see here now. Let's sign out and see what my I'm gonna sign out. See what my schedule is tomorrow. But it was a really to me it was an absolutely hilarious trigger. What's his name? Eye for an Eye was right on it too as well. So pissed off at Old Man Nation, and it was just to me it was absolutely epic. If you don't care about it, it's like me pissing and moaning about I'm trying to think about a certain food I don't like, right? And I start whining about Reuben's or Rachel's, right? I don't like them, and I whine about it in a restaurant. I don't like this stuff. Well, if I don't like it, why am I whining about it? But when you're so triggered and you're so pissed, and you're so mad about things, you just can't handle it, man. It is what it is, man. It's like, oh no, you can't make fun of me, no. Don't make fun of me. His beta cock voice, and then he went in the guitar, and I said, I don't need to hear the guitar thing. Who cares about your little guitar thing? Who cares? All right, let's see how this one sounds. Go back to everything as a beginning. Let's see how this one sounds. Beauty of Love. Let's see.
Sunrise whispers to the sea so wide. A secret language where dreams collide. Soft like petals. The
This one is.
Sunrise whispers to the sea so wide.
Nah, okay, nothing special.
Secret.
But there we go. Let's go back to the everything has a beginning. There we go. Perfect. I just kind of see but the one I do like is the BlindViews wish list is the best. We're going to download that right now. We're going to download that one. BlindViews. That's the way I see it, man. Views. We'll put that one up. Wishlist Blues. Put that up later, but yeah, I just thought that was a pretty hilarious meltdown, pissing and moaning and whining and screaming and hollering, acting like, I don't care, and I don't. Well, you care, man, because you're triggered, bitch boy. That's just. I just don't think Howard Stern can handle that. I can call the guy out. That anonymous grifter used to be his butt buddy, and now they're not friends anymore, and he can't handle it. That people call the guy out for what he is. I'm sorry, man. He's doesn't like people of color. It's a pretty obvious thing, man. It's pretty obvious. Because that's what the hunch is, the tariff wars, the insider trading, to sit there and tell somebody good time to buy stocks so his billionaires know what he was saying, you'd love to be able to see his private phone or what's going on, the internet, making money off of running it down. Because the bond market, I don't think any of these people know what the bond market is, and it's still going down because of the tariffs. We need China. We both need each other. They need to get along. But if you don't tell me people and understand what goes on in the world of what's going on, then you're not going to get it. But yeah, Camo. I think Camo Dave is dead. I think he is. But what's his name? Troll Patrol, that now is back to doing something else, which doesn't have the it. He talked about his copyright strikes and what he was doing, and I can talk about people. It's not that tough. And people like to say you bully somebody because you make opinion on people. And I mean, I guess you could probably I'm gonna strike BlindViews. He's bullying, but that's neither here or there. That's who cares? I've been called worse by better people. But it was just funny to watch him squirm and act like the world is coming to an end, and couldn't handle it. Because then he did it again. He was whining, so twice he was all pissed off, and when you're just triggered like he is, man, because he's made his living on pissing and moaning about people, and he's really not. He does the painting that no one cares about. No one gives two F's about your painting. Who cares? That he's blind, but now I flushed him outside to be the caregiver's got to take him outside. He bitched about trains, that they're boring. I see a train, I see working class, I see my father, and I just see, things getting done. But then he's on the railroad tracks, damn near getting run over, videotaping trains while he's doing his B-roll, right? Remember, he didn't like train, remember that? Remember, it's not a lie, it's only be the truth. But that's the way he is. He'll do what he wants to do, and I get it, but I just thought it was somewhat epic to see him squirm and piss and moan and be afraid and scared that Old Man Nation is going to call him out. He's going to all of a sudden feel threatened by him or something. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you, man? That was just, to me, it was epic behaviors, and I laughed and I cried and I cried and I laughed. I don't know what's going on with New York Dan. If he's still running around Florida stalking his hero, I don't know what's going on. I know Life of Vibe tonight is obsessing over Sarasota Tim tonight. She's live. I have people in that chat room, and we all know the brown shirt, the supremacists in there, getting everybody together, and I still like it. I don't watch Sarasota Tim, but he puts him in the thumbnail, hall passing, looking around like Stevie Wonder does. Remember Stevie Wonder would look around when he'd sing, you could tell he's lying, because he's when the toothpaste is out of the jars, they call it, and you claim you don't listen to the guy, but then you're talking about the guy, but then you use somebody else for an excuse. You little bull. But then he said the other day that, wow, when he hears it, he goes and watches the video. You know, just like he was saying that no man watches all the videos. You know, it's like, no, you watch all Tim videos. But it's just the high-pitched beta cock voice. It's just... Oh, it was so good. It was just, it makes you cry and it makes you scream, and then you start to holler, and then you just, you know, it's just, when you're a loner like Donald J. Trump is, and you don't have anything besides your spouse and YouTube, and you know, you're above the garage, and you're hanging out, and you're playing your guitar, pretending you're still with Kiss, and want to be Howard Stern, you know. It is what it is. I mean, it's just, you know, the rock and roll dream has died, and, you know, you're stuck on YouTube and, you know, hate watching Tater and other people out there and commenting on the girls that you are in love with, and then they turn heel on you because they realize you're a loser more than I am, and they just say, thanks for the love, but guess what? Want nothing to do with you, you know. And then he'll invoke Camo Dave, and people invoke Camo Dave all the time, and you know, what's his name, Old Man Nation, putting up, and I get it, they're cool videos, but the man, you're crawling over a dead body. That's all you're doing with Camo Dave. You know, I get it, man. I saw a couple of videos a long time ago. He was funny, but the voice and the camera work was, you know, and it was driving me nuts. You know, he would drive around his car, but he was another one. Really, his content, just like my favorite girl, I really loved her a lot. Was oh, we got a phone call here. Hello.
Call from...
Call the show, and I mean...
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Call the show.
Call the show, and I mean call the show.
That's right. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. He's calling the show. Welcome to the show.
Oh, we're live. Long-time listener, first-time caller to be here, Modern Radio.
This is
the Haggy family.
The Haggy family. He's here, ladies and gentlemen. He's called the show. What's on your mind?
Okay, so first of all,
yeah,
I want to say I'm very sorry for your loss.
Oh, Chloe. Yeah, Chloe. I know it was sad.
Horrible losing a pet is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
So that's out of the way. I love your phrases. This side of YouTube that I've ended up on is hilarious. I don't know how I ended up here, but it's the Sarasota Tim thing. Somehow, like a year ago, the algorithm fed me that Social Security video.
Yes.
And then it was all the hater videos. And the haters are so much more, you say it all the time, they're the best part about Sarasota Tim.
Well, that's why I watch Troll Patrol, okay? And they turned me on. He did a few Sarasotas, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go see what this guy does, right? So I think I watched one or two, and I'm like, this is what people watch? You know, and then up came Carl and BlindViews. That's the way I see it. And
BlindViews.
And other people came up, and I'm like, so that, to me, it's more fun to make fun of the haters. It really is. And, you know, New York Dan, the Forrest Gump of the haters, running around Florida, stalking somebody.
The escaped asylum.
Yeah, I think he escaped a group home.
Oh, group home, that's what you said. Yeah, group home. Well, there was like a heyday of the hater channels, too, when you did your first videos where you were Crusher for Christ in the woods, and, like, there was a Darling that for some reason your brother Carl calls her Darlene.
Yes.
And Atomic Stage, Olive Oil, all those ones. And it was hilarious because there would be like 5 videos a day. But the most interesting thing to me, and you probably caught on to this too, his haters are like a really unique kind of person.
I'm sorry, who is?
His Sarasota Tim's haters.
Oh, God, yes. Well,
all individually, they're all really like unique. Not weird. I'm not trying to be like mean or whatever.
I understand.
Weird, whatever.
Yep.
I'm a troll calling in to call the show. So I can't throw stones, right? But like, just morning. They're all so like, I don't know. It's so interesting.
Well, I heard from Carl. I guess she's like a loner. I don't think she's living with. I don't think. And just like the other chick, the other girl, Monty Python. Yeah, what's her name again? What the hell's her name? Life and Vibe.
Life and Vibe.
She's. I think she lives in Virginia Beach. That's a beautiful city. I've been there 3 times. We love that place. And she sits there and she's pissing and moaning about him, and because she's a nurse, it's like she's doing a live stream, I think, right now, and people and suing him for his copyright strikes. If she knew how to fight the copyright strikes, and I wouldn't give her a nickel out of your wallet to fight those things. People are not. She's going to lose that fight. It's just dumb.
Well, and people are giving her a bunch of money, like so when I'm bored or whatever, like. I'm not gonna like give up way too much information about myself.
That's fine.
In my work, I can like listen to music or whatever.
Correct.
So sometimes I'll turn all this stuff on because it's hilarious, like what Carl does. Like he just listens to it, right?
Correct.
So I was listening to, and like sometimes Life and Vibe stuff is sort of tough to get through. Somebody gave her $100 the other day, like for this lawsuit.
Oh Jesus!
$100.
And what do I always say, sir? What do I always say?
Never hurts to ask.
Yep, but also help out your community first. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, that's a waste of good suffering.
Yeah, you like that? Waste of good suffering?
Some of them are so funny, man. Some of the catchphrases are so funny.
It is. It's a waste of good suffering. But my mother-in-law told me that many times. It never hurts to ask. She always told me
never
that.
hurts to ask.
You know, it's. But you're never going to see me. You know, I'll support Wonder Hussy. I'll support her. But one time I jokingly gave her $5 on PayPal in a live stream. She quickly gave me a thank you for gas money. I did it for fun. I said, "Here's $5 just for fun," and she quickly gave me a thank you. But that was a long time ago. I did it for fun during a live stream because I got a lot of money in my PayPal. So. Did you like the song I did?
Yeah,
Did you like the song I did for you, your troll song?
Oh, yeah. I don't really, some of those AI songs I don't like, but I listened to the one that you made for me, so.
No, I know. They're fun to make. They're easy to make, and I guarantee it, a lot of musicians are having AI write the songs for them, and then they move them around. Trust me, they're doing that. I guarantee it.
Well, some of those AI songs, like the guitar sounds real, like very real.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people can just generate 50 AI songs and go steal a guitar lick and go from there.
Oh, absolutely. So it's fun to write them. It's fun to do it. You can type in BlindViews. I did type one in. I just made one a while ago. I was live here. So, no, like you said, the Sarasota Tim haters are all unique in their own special way. That's what makes me laugh, because I've listened to a few of what's his name, New York Dan stalking his hero out there in Florida.
Oh yeah, showing up at his house, trailer.
Well, I just talk
behavior.
And I know. Then I just
not good choices.
Yeah, that's poor choices. You are your choices in life. And another thing is, it's like, what was I going to say about Camo Dave? People are continuing to climb over that guy's dead body. You know what I'm saying? They're still playing. People are pulling up his videos. It's like, what's his name? The hell was that one guy's name? Troll Patrol talked about today about his copyright strikes, and he invokes Camo Dave, who I think is dead. I think the man's dead, right? I mean, it's like...
Well, the reason that Grifter, what's his name, Old Man Nation, the reason he's doing it is because he knows BlindViews doesn't like Camo Dave.
Right. Oh, he didn't like Camo Dave?
No. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, with my understanding,
I don't know all the old BlindViews stuff. I've only been in since like whenever that stupid Sarasota Tim Social Security video, like a year maybe.
Correct.
I don't know all the lore.
See, sometime when BlindViews would let's say he promoted you. Let's say you were an out there YouTuber, and you would promote you, and then you would turn on him. I think a lot of the women that he was in love with turned on him after he got them where they wanted and said no, thank you. He would get pissed. So he probably didn't get probably some kind of a thank you from Camo Dave. I don't have no idea. So again, what do I always say? He's the king, right? You got to kiss the ring, right? Like
I said, this corner of YouTube that I've ended up in is hilarious. There's so many of these people I didn't even know existed.
Oh, they're
Tater. I didn't know about Nomadic Fanatic. I didn't know about Camo Dave. I didn't know about certainly like BlindViews. Well, I never got commentary channels fed to me before all this, but now it's like, now my feed is just ridiculous. All crazy.
Well, that's all.
stuff.
And
Tater
that's,
channels.
hey, I have an adventure channel. I can do out and do videos. I have the Cowpote Adventure channel. Okay, I go out and do things. Majority of people right now are too lazy to take a camera and go outside. I can do both. I can talk sports. I can go out and do something. And too many people are right now. What's her name? Call Me Chris. Lovers, beautiful woman. She was doing really funny stuff, but now she's just doing commentary because it's easier than having to put together a video. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I think that's what YouTube was pushing for a long time. Because I think that's how some like reaction videos where people like watch a trailer to a movie, and you know they've watched it like 5 times before they record, and like something crazy happens and they're really over the top, like, oh my God, behind you.
Yep, exactly. So that's
They push that.
you can type in Boogie2998, and there's about 10
I
commentaries.
know who he is.
Yeah, there's about 10 people that comment on the guy. We all know he's a liar, and you know, keep behind the camera. When he did his what do you want to call it, his Francis thing, he stole that from Angry Grandpa. The yelling and the hollering, you know what I'm saying? He stole that.
Yeah.
Boogie did. And he's a bull-faced liar. Why you would even bother to talk about him, where his stuff is lies, and, you know, he runs now. Him and Kid Behind the Cameras, I mean, Kid Behind the Camera is now under 100,000, because all the people that grew up with Kid Behind the Camera are moved on. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
So they're all trying to make a comeback on that Lolcow Live.
yeah, well, good luck with that. I've seen maybe one video of that, and that's about it. And Foodie Booty.
2-hour live streams like every day.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and people, like, they have members, they have, like, special levels of members. They're making a ton amount of money. They were, like, the #1 channel for donations
Oh, geez.
on YouTube.
And YouTube loves it. YouTube loves it.
Yeah, because they get a cut.
Correct. That's why they have it on. They keep wanting me to make. They keep wanting me to make one from my other channel. They keep telling me over and over. And keep telling me in emails to go live and go live and go live. It's like because they want me to. And I know no one's giving me a damn thing. I mean, you've called in and you've called in. You've called the show. You know.
Call the show, and I click like.
Dude,
I'm not going to give money to any YouTuber
Hell
ever,
no.
I don't think, because, like, I mean, first of all, they don't need it.
correct.
Get a job.
I totally agree. But see, people like Tampa J, Daily Woo. That's his buddy. He's trying to go full time on YouTube. Good luck with all that. And look at Carpetbagger. He's in New Orleans right now, and at the end of every video, you know what it is. You want to keep me going. You know, he does these hour videos for what? For money. And when he goes live, what's it for? Money.
I mean, if someone ever gets lucky enough to where YouTube blows up like crazy and they're making a bunch of money, they should just live their life on whatever. You make $100,000 on YouTube, but you normally make $40,000. You need to pretend like that $60,000 doesn't exist, and because you're going to come back to reality at
Correct.
some point in time.
Correct.
All of them. They're going to make, because now YouTube wants you to be a YouTube Premium, or I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
They want you to buy the thing to where you don't get ads. And then every channel has all these stupid membership things now.
Yep.
There's like, and they'll do members-only videos, members-only live streams, members-only podcasts. You can't comment unless you're a member.
Correct, and you don't see that on my channels. You can come and make a comment. You know, I'm not doing that.
I mean, and I'm not sitting around at home 24/7 on my computer watching people's live streams. Like, I listen in the car or whatever, but that's it.
Correct. You can listen to my audio and enjoy it, whatever, with the echo in the
It's
background.
my audio addiction on the video platform.
Yep. See, I have to tell people all the time. They always say nice video. No, it's an audio on the video platform. I always say it. They do it to piss me off, but I argued with a guy from Google in an email one day, years ago, back and forth, and I said, no, sir. I know it's formatted onto a video, into MP4. It is an audio on the video platform. He stopped responding to me. The food is not moving. The food is talking, okay? The food's talking. The food is not moving, okay? So but I argue back and forth with people. It's an audio and the video platform. It's what it is.
They wanted you to do things to help them make more money.
Right. I'm not asking for anything from anybody, honey. You the money to me is a like and a share. That's what my money is from you.
Sure.
But did you watch the Trigger last night? BlindViews? Did you watch him last night? Get all pissy?
Well, I was busy, so I couldn't do too much of it. I was listening to it, but he said something about if I'm a brown shirt, then get ready for the shower or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa.
See, he knows.
I commented like, that's too far. Like,
yeah. So he knows.
That's in really poor taste to make a joke like.
Yeah, because he knows I'm talking about. He knows I'm talking about. And you know what a brown shirt is, don't you?
Yeah.
You know what a brown shirt is, don't you?
Oh, sure. You know I know. I know all your catchphrases.
Right. You know what I'm talking about. And so he said that. I didn't know when he said it, but I didn't hear that. But I'm not. See, he listens to me. He listens to what I say. He can't handle that I can coherently talk about him like he does about other people. He cannot handle that I'm pushing back on his thought process. But that's pretty sad that he would actually.
It has to suck. I mean, it has to suck to be so. Like, it's just easier in life to be neutral. You
Right.
can have a stance about things that, like, I have a stance that it's not. I would never make a joke that say, get the shower ready if
No.
you think I'm a Nazi.
Never, not a chance.
I would just say, oh, I'm not a Nazi. But I also wouldn't say things to indicate that I'm that full of hate about a specific group
Correct.
of people. Like,
I
like you said on the video today, sorry, Doc, you can't do my surgery if you're a gay black man.
correct, exactly. And the audio, yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You're a gay man. I mean, Queen's lead singer, one of my favorite singers. I mean, I agree with his lifestyle. I mean, Freddie Mercury was one of my favorite singers as a young man. Liberace, one of my favorite entertainers, was a gay man, but he was so good at his entertainment, And I saw him with my mother in Las Vegas, and he comes walking on the stage. We're like third row, and he goes, "You like what I have you? You paid for it." I mean, the guy was an unbelievable entertainer. I knew he was a gay man. He never came out, but I didn't care. It's just people like that all the time. They don't like gay men, but they'll sing to "We Are the Champions," who is a gay man singing it to you. So.
Or We Will Rock You.
Yeah, We Will Rock You. I mean, that's a gay man with a great voice who's singing to you. A lot of gay people write movies for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, sorry, man. It's just, Merv Griffin was a gay man. He created a great game show. Wheel of Fortune.
I like some of BlindViews stuff. Like, I don't know. I do like some of the points he makes are funny or whatever, but like, I don't like the hard line political stuff because it doesn't matter what side of the fence that I'm on. I don't really care what anybody else's politics are, and I don't want to listen to it from a YouTuber that's like not educated in it anyway.
Correct. Well, I mean, I read.
If I wanted to learn about politics, I would turn on CNN or I would do my own research or whatever. I don't need someone that's uneducated to tell me about tariffs.
Correct.
Or New York Dan said he does his own filling. What?
He does his own what? He does his own what?
New York Dan said he does his own filling, his own dental work.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
He said you can buy it on Amazon.
See, that's just ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these people are so... I've never seen, like, people that that have the tics, I don't know what you'd want to call. Like, the unique things like these people have.
Yep.
Like...
Morning.
like almost blanket like distrust of doctors and stuff.
Yep.
Like, if your doctor tells you should take statin, like that's a big thing with all of them. They think it's like terrible or whatever. Well, if you think you're smarter than the doctor, then rock and roll with that for a few years and let me know how it goes. I had 4 people that didn't want to take the shot. Okay, 2 of them died. And I went to one guy went to the hospital. I walked in, I looked at him, and I said, "I told you so." And I walked out. That's all I said to him. Because he called me a snowflake. Do you think I'm a snowflake? You're a libertarian.
I'm a libertarian. I am. I'm a libertarian. That's what I am. I can go both ways, but I'm like, really? I'm a snowflake? I didn't know I was a snowflake. So far from it,
the
baby.
problem is identity politics have become such a thing now that people that 20 years ago didn't care whether you were a Republican, Democrat, or Libertarian.
My father, who died...
Now it's part of their identity, and they have to think that they're your enemy, even
Correct.
though everybody has more things in common than we do.
Again, I read, I travel, I meet people, okay? And my father was a union man, Republican, and he would right now he'd be rolling over his grave with Donald J. Trump. He'd be rolling over his grave, and the tariff behavior going on. People don't realize, the bond market was crashing. That's why the hunch stepped back, and it's interesting. People now are talking about it when he's hunched over. Well, I've called him the hunch since he's been the president. That's his nickname. I gave him the hunch because he hunches over. So, but it's just
the tariff thing.
So
the tariff thing is crazy because people that don't understand tariffs now think that they're experts on tariffs.
Mm-hmm. They don't really know until you do research. And I paid tariffs. We shipped stuff over the Philippines and in Vietnam and stuff. We would ship stuff over. We'd get hair from them. I understand all that stuff. And yes, I believe tariffs for like steel and stuff, but we have to have that give and take.
The reason that China or Vietnam has a big tariff against the United States is they don't need to buy anything from us.
Correct.
Like, they want to discourage where they have local industry from buying from outside. America has encouraged buying from outside since the 80s or whatever.
Correct.
So the genie's out of the bottle. There's no fixing that. Last night I commented on BlindViews when he was talking about tariffs. I said, it's going to be awesome in 25 years when the factories are done and we're great again.
Right.
You can't snap your fingers and bring industry back to America. Nobody wants to work those jobs.
Correct.
I want to buy an iPhone. I don't want to put tiny screws in an iPhone.
That's my favorite, the guy in the tiny screws. That was my favorite, the guy with the tiny screws. That was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious. Yeah, okay. You're going to do the tiny screws. I take things apart at work all the time with a screw gun, and it's fun. But I usually like to blowtorch stuff apart. Get my blowtorch out, rip stuff apart. You know what I'm saying? But that's easy.
Yeah, but if you suddenly had to go work in a factory, anybody that's ever worked an assembly line, you look at a 40-year-old person that's worked in an assembly line and a 40-year-old person that's worked in an office, there's a big difference between those people.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. No, I understand. But blind. So he actually said that get ready for the showers. That's pretty sad that he'd say that. But see,
I don't know what it's in there, like what time that it's on the.
Because when the rant starts like at the rant started at 58 minutes, and when I got into that, and then he went into his guitar thing. So he was whining about. You could tell he was triggered because he's moving back and forth. He's all pissed off. So I'm in his head. So
he could embrace it and have fun with the trolling, but instead he's like really upset.
Oh yeah, because no one has pushed back like I have. No one has done that to him. He's not used to somebody doing videos on him, calling him a brown shirt, and calling him that he's faking his blind behavior. My brother-in-law is blind, so he's now kind of changed his tune on that he's kind of like whatever. Because I pushed back on his behavior. He can't handle that. He's not used to someone being negative towards him because he is what? He is the king. He's the
kiss the ring.
Yeah, kiss the ring. So that I smoke cigars and whatever else. But my walking in the woods was the best when I first came on. That I was walking through Sarasota. People thought it was real.
Carl thought you were going to get him.
Yeah, it's like because I told him
he owed you money.
I'm going to do something. I'm going to have some fun. This is right by my house. I'm going to walk around and pretend that. And I knew it would trigger people because
When you call Carl, can you ask him why he can't light a cigar?
I don't know why. Why won't he light the cigar? What the hell's his problem?
He's a beta cock.
He's a beta cock.
I really like him. And it's sad that somebody called the bar on him or whatever when he was talking about being a retired lawyer or
Of course they are. Here's what they do, sir. Here's what they do is they take away. I had a good friend of mine. I haven't seen him in a while. He was during COVID. He wasn't working, and he was taking care of his daughter, who was 15 at the time. Maybe she's 18 now, but he said something to me. He goes, "Cowboy, when people call your job, they're taking away something that they don't have." You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So that's what they're doing.
Sure.
That's what the people do. They'll call your on Facebook if you comment on something, and if you have on your Facebook, which I don't, where you work, they'll call your job. I'm going to call your job. I'm going to call. That's what people have done. I've seen it on Facebook before. One lady was arguing with another. When I had a lot more friends, it was a liberal and a Democrat going back, a Republican and Democrat. So the liberal got pissed at the Republican when she goes, "I'm going to call your company." He goes, "Thank you, but I own that company. Go ahead and call me." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She was
I'll
pissed.
put you on the phone with the manager.
Yeah, she was pissed because she made a good point in the argument, and she was mad. So guess what she was going to do? I'm going to call your job. It's like, really? People do that all the time on YouTube. It happens. I mean, when I first started on Blog Talk Radio Network, I had 3 people come by my house. 2 didn't work out for it very much.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
I gotta run.
Hey, thanks for calling in the show.
I'll try and time this again, but thank you to the men and women of the armed forces.
You betcha.
The Overeagle.
You betcha.
The size of oak tree.
All right. There you go.
Storm the beaches.
You betcha.
Snap the next one.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, Josh.
All right, ciao. Bye. That was cool. He called the show. What time is it anyway? I should call Carl. He wanted me to call Carl. It was good to see him come on. It was good to see him. That was cool. That was nice. That was fun. Way to go, brother. Way to come on. I appreciate it. Call Carl. Camo Dave is Camo Dave dead? We're gonna call Carl. Let's see. Oh, he's not around. What the hell? Oh well. What if Sweet Melissa's around? Well, that's too bad. Sweet Melissa. Let's see. It's good to have him come on the show. Wow, no one's around. What the hell? No. How am I supposed to call you, man? Dude, I mean, we had the guy call the show. And you couldn't call the show. So disappointed you're not calling the show. That was cool. He called in the show. That was good to see, man. See? That's how New York Dan, What is he doing? I mean, what is New York Dan doing? Let's see. I'll go see New York Dan. Let's go see what he's doing these days. I don't know what he's up to. Pleading poverty, better life. Shameless YouTube got a cease and desist for violating terms of service, complaints about money. Oh my goodness. Exposed. Listen, is it affordable, reliable RV? No, they're not. Let me see. So he's, in terms of service, complaints about money. So let's look at. She's live right now with 186 in the room. So what is he? He's been. I got 2 teeth. He says 1 hour ago. So Tim. So I'm ready to dance for 2 temp crowns. So he's going there. Good for him. It's pretty funny. So she's obsessing over her boyfriend. Totally cracked your tooth. So he's trip to New York from Florida, Flying J, baby. Oh, New York Dan. It's just collect Social Security. Then he's Sarasota back baby poverty breakfast. Back baby poverty breakfast today. New York trip. Okay. So it's good to see New York Dan, the what do you call him? What the hell's that? Forrest Gump. Oh, weird. Yo.
Hey, what's up?
I just had that one guy call in. That one guy that always makes. He called the show. He called in. He was a first-time caller. He called the show.
Oh, is he all excited?
He called it.
Listener?
The one that always makes those comments down below. You know, first. You know, he called in.
Okay.
He wanted to know.
What's his name?
Why he always comments on the audios. He was the first one to comment yesterday. He always comments. He called into the show. He called the show. He wanted to ask you, why don't you light up a cigar? Why don't you know how to light up a cigar? He wants to know that.
Just wait. I got a little cigar torch, so no matter how windy it is, I can get my cigar lit.
So he doesn't understand why you won't. Why you won't. He was explaining about all the Sarasota Tim haters, how they're all just bizarre, you know, whatever else. And I guess your uncle made a comment in the live stream yesterday who said, if I'm a brown shirt, get ready for the showers. I guess he said that.
We are an eclectic group.
Yeah, so he talked about that. So, but he said that. That's what BlindViews said. It's like, really? You're going to say it? So he knows what I've talked about. But that was an interesting rant. What was your thought process on your uncle and his rant yesterday? I mean, he was triggered. Would you not agree?
I like the responses better.
The what?
I like the responses to it better. I like for more and different.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, he's off his leg, he's taking steroids.
Yep.
Oh, we're going to say this.
But I thought it was a pretty interesting. Let me see. Dirty.
I just don't know why he's got to get into personal attack.
Well, that's the first thing. That's the first thing he did with him. He started calling him bald and stupid and everything else. That's what he does.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's what he does. Because Life of Vibe right now is bitching about Sarasota Tim. She's in there complaining.
Yeah.
So she's live right now, whining about it. I guess
he's hopefully got his attorney letter. The cease and desist or something?
Yeah, something. So what'd you give him, a cease and desist or what?
I haven't watched it yet. That's just the title.
Okay.
So, we'll have to see. I'll watch that. I've still got to do my videos today.
Catching up on Timmy. You got to do it, man. You got a cigar, I'll light one for fun. Show us you can get that done. But
yeah, I bought some big cigars and a cigar torch. Just waiting for
get the torch going.
Be walking down a trail.
Yeah, there's got to be some woods. You don't live in the desert, for Christ's sake. You know?
Yeah, I thought the torch would be a nice touch.
Yeah, just get a torch. Just torch it up and start smoking a cheap cigar. Just buy a whole pack for $15. You don't need the big cigar. Just get the ones I get, the cheap ones, and toke away on them, the sons of bitches. Then spit like I do.
Yeah, that's what I got. I got 3 for $12 or $13.
So that's what you got to do. You know, you got to walk in the woods and have the time of your life. You know. Don't be a beta cock. Light the cigarette up.
Life is better being a beta cock.
But he was triggered, man. He was triggered today.
Yeah, and then he's claiming he isn't.
I mean, he was triggered yesterday. I mean, your uncle, BlindViews. That's the way he sees it. You know. It's the way he sees it. He was triggered. But also, I mean, is Camo Dave? He's dead, right? He's dead, right? Camo Dave.
I think so.
Yeah. So why do people continue to? Why are people constantly crawling over that dead body of him? I don't understand it.
As near as I can tell, he's like the only person that ever stood up to BlindViews.
Oh, he was. He didn't like BlindViews.
BlindViews didn't like him. I guess it was mutual.
So that's why he didn't like him. Okay, I didn't know if he liked BlindViews or not. I didn't know if he liked him or not.
No, he was critical of BlindViews.
I'm sorry, what?
He was critical of BlindViews, which is pretty rare. Everybody else usually just lists the ring.
So more or less, I'm the new Camo Dave, in theory. Same thing with your big brother out there in the desert, more or less, right?
Well,
But he
More
can't.
inferred. I mean,
Yeah, but he
more
can't.
inferred.
So more or less that I'm okay. So I understand. I thought he liked Camo Dave. So
Oh yeah, you don't curse and you don't do personal comment.
so
Well, anything like over the top.
yeah. Oh well, it's the way it is,
I
man.
mean, saying Ace Frehley is it's not.
That's
really
not.
an insult.
That's not complimentary either to call him Ace Frehley, and it's not complimentary to call him Howard Stern either, because Howard Stern's a hater.
I'm trying to think of somebody that wouldn't be thinking.
But it's
Like the homeless brother or
I'm far
something.
from not being a good-looking man. Neither are you. But it's like I can be a commentary channel, but I'm surely not going to sit there and act like sit there and piss him on. Then I guess he said, if I'm a brown shirt, get the ovens ready. Like, really? Showers ready? Really? You're going to say that? I mean, come on, man. That's kind of over the top right there. But yeah, it just shows he's listening to what I call him, a brown shirt. You know what I'm saying? It's what he is. Just like it or not, man.
I don't know. Imagine is. I think it's YouTube now, but maybe not. Because when I looked, Life Revival only had 47 people watching.
Well, just looked. She had like 180. So.
Oh, okay. So it's come out.
Yeah, it's coming up. People will listen to her, I guess, because she's all about Sarasota Tim. You know what I'm saying? She's all about him. You know what I'm saying? She's just going to stick to the hating of Sarasota Tim.
Well, one of her live listeners is going to be the king himself.
Oh, yeah, he'll be in there. Remember, he doesn't watch Sarasota Tim. Remember, he gets everything from her. So he's feverishly taking notes. Or he listens to New York Dan. You know what I'm saying? Or he'll listen to you, but never admit it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he'll listen to me, but he won't say he got to listen to me.
Of course not. He's chicken. He's ballless. BlindViews. That's the way he listens.
Even though some of our sayings will come across.
Of course. Of course it does. BlindViews. Well, I tell you what, I gotta have dinner tonight. I gotta be up tomorrow morning at 1:30 in the morning and go to work. So I appreciate you calling in the show. Okay.
All right.
All right. There he goes, Carl. I'm glad he called back in the show. Save it, troll. Appreciate it very, very much. Remember, the military men of the armed forces of all of the branches. The Air Force, the Army, and the Marines, and the Navy, and the Merchant, the Coast Guard, the non-uniform men wearing blue balls the size of basketballs and ovaries the size of oak trees. That was working class out there. One was supposed to end all wars. But then, September 1st, 1939, good old Hitler decided to storm into Poland and start it all off, and then they got the mighty Mo and apologized, and we snapped the next and freed the Jews. Japanese pulled us in, and they had apologized mighty Mo, like I said, and Berlin became to be rapes and all kinds of fun stuff when they were trying to take out Hitler. The Russians were brutal. Britons were more civil. You are your choices in life. You are your choices. You are who you run with in life. If you run with brown, should be brown shirts. Run with adjudicated rapists and adjudicated felons. Well, at the hunch, that's what you're going to be. Safe sex will always be an issue. You F in the back seat of the car. You have sex on the couch. You make love in the bed. Put a condom on whenever you're doing it. Prevent AIDS, herpes, gonorrhea, needle in the penis. Ouch. Women carry the groceries. You're screaming on that bed and that far. There's long gone. And speaking of George the Devil Destroyers, what he always said, don't drink and drive. Call someone or you will murder somebody. You'll be a convicted felon in Canada. Okay? That's all we're asking. Anyways, from the outskirts, Fear Mongering Radio, bitch please, and I mean bitch please. All right? Peace in the Middle East, and always keep it real in the field. We love you all. Do all a good night, and have a great Saturday on the 12th day of April. St. Martin, come around the corner. We're out!